Good afternoon, everybody. Jerry Matthews here again with you from Jackson Hole, Wyoming, World Championship Hill Climb. I've got my good friend Justin Sheaff with me. Justin's been working with us for a number of years now. You want to talk about your clinics and whatnot?
Yeah, we teach snowmobile specific or motorized specific AVI classes. We do riding clinics, for corporations. We really just have a great time in the backcountry. Keeping the stoke alive and super fired up to be here today. It's snowing, right?
Yeah.
How pumped.
So Justin, I've ridden with Justin quite a bit, and I've got a lot of respect for his talent and riding style. I mean, one of the best guys out there, not only to teach you how to ride, but as far as a rider himself, he's got some sick, wicked skills on a snowmobile. And it's fun to be riding with people like that because they tend to teach you something as well.
Don't let them fool you. We learn a lot from Jerry and his boys. These guys can ride. They are serious. Hence the name SLP, right? These kids have grown up riding. Every day they're out testing, doing their thing. I can't tell you how pumped, how fired up I am to get the opportunity to go out and just be around these kind of folks. But what are we doing today, Jer?
Well, what we're doing, we've got your sleds here in our booth, and your sleds have been equipped with some of our product, and so we're going to go over some of that product on the SkiDoo. First and foremost, our exhaust system for the SkiDoo 850. In this configuration with the quiet silencer, gives you 7.3 horsepower and is about 10 pounds lighter than stock. We offer a competition series silencer as well that's another 2 pounds lighter. Personally, I like the quieter version for me, and I think Justin,
I would agree.
Same.
Yeah, we face a lot of social problems, as you guys know, right now in the backcountry. So it's become real important to me to try to stay as quiet as possible, but yet maximize the horsepower that we're getting. So that's one of the reasons I run the quiet. The other reason is honestly in teaching a lot of new riders, whether they're male or female, the extra loud noise can actually hinder their growth, as a technical rider. So quieting that sled down a little bit allows them, I guess just maybe to be a little more comfortable on that machine and give it the throttle that it needs without thinking that they're over, revving or, overpowering the machine. So I love the lightweight silencer in the quiet version. It is my go-to. I think, Jerry, we're shoot about 9 of them now in our fleet of sleds. These things have just become a full-on go-to sled. I mean, guys show up to ride and they already know exactly which one they want because they know what it's equipped with. Between the SLP pipe kit, the clutching, these awesome skis that I'm sure we'll talk about, and all the other great products that they're putting out.
So let's talk about clutching for a minute. So we've got a new Magnum Force weight. For those of you who haven't heard of it, what it is it's a heavy heel design. We get rid of the clickers that are in the stock weight setup. This is for P-drive clutches, so any G4 would fit this weight. It's adjustable via running set screws down the center of the weight. You can adjust it without ever pulling the weight out of the clutch, or even for that matter, all you have to have is the tool to remove or install set screws. So add mass to the weight, that'll bring your RPM down, reduce mass, and it'll pull your RPM up. I like these running about 8,000 RPM. Seems like they'll rev over that, but if you rev them too much over that, you get in that 81, 8150. The sled just makes a lot of noise and it really doesn't pull and grunt and go like it should. The other thing I like about our weights is we bring the engagement RPM down. We're about 2,900 RPM. When I get in those nice tight trees in deep snow conditions and I'm crawling around and I see that squirrel moment, there's where I want to go. I can get on the throttle, the sled immediately lifts, the low engagement helps with that. It helps not spin the track right out from under you, but it just launches up on the snow and you can do anything you want with it. It really makes it tractorable. That's one of the keys to doing a exhaust system, no matter what sled you're on, is getting the clutching matched to it so that it works for you and your riding style, and gives you the proper horsepower RPM that you're looking for.
Squirrel moment, huh?
Squirrel moment. I have a few squirrel moments.
If you've ever rode with these guys, whether it's Jerry or Adam or Jordan or any of the boys from SLP, because everybody rides there, it's full-on squirrel moment all the time. Such a blast to ride. What else we got going here, Jerry? In these skis?
Well, maybe we should step over to your other sled where
Okay.
we've got the hood off of this sled, and you can see the exhaust system a little bit more.
Okay.
And you can see some of the things we've done to it. First off, Justin was such a good rider that we decided we needed to cover his intake with duct tape to slow him down a little bit.
Sabotage, right?
Yeah, a little bit of sabotage. We'll need to remember to pull that off before we load the sled. But anyway, ceramic coated exhaust. You can see what we've done heat tape wise and whatnot. These SkiDoos, they make a lot of power. With power comes heat. And so follow our instructions. Don't be afraid to use some extra heat tape, and you'll be fine with it. So,
You bring a good point up with the extra heat tape. I know some people criticize me or Jerry for it at times, but I put a lot more on than it calls for. Whether it's the rave valve control line, down on the oil line to the crank, extra up the pillars, any of the vent tubes, even the wires for our exhaust temperature. I just don't want anything to melt, and I would rather be safe than sorry. I really haven't had problems, but these sleds are out running every day in the backcountry, and there's nothing worse than having a problem that's fully preventable, right off the bat. What do I spend an extra 10, maybe 15 minutes, in wrapping, and these things are just flawless. They run great and have no problem. So as you can see, we're wrapping the whole belly pan down underneath. Like we said, all these wires here. Same thing over on this side. I do the pull start as well, just to help that pull start, from getting extra heat that it doesn't need. Of course, if you have shot, doing the shot system, and then anywhere around your coolant bottles, and it's so easy just to do it right from the beginning, and be safe rather than sorry with melted plastic.
Yeah.
And you brought up a good point. Big horsepower, little extra heat. You're losing some weight, on this. What's our weight savings?
what was it? 10 pounds on this setup, and the other thing is Justin's from the Tahoe area, and what's your snowfall total this year? Over 700?
We're just over 700 inches, so I'm not a real math guy, but we're looking at 60 plus feet of snow, and what do you know? It's dumping right now at home. We're gonna see 4 feet by the time I make it back. Again, I know I've said it, but I am fired up to get back and ride. Something I don't want to forget about, these sleds aren't brand new, and I love that. It's like coming to a show, and getting to show a trailer that's got 10,000 miles on it. We're getting to show a sled that's been rode all year by, clients and, has 1,000 miles on it, of real use. If you're wondering what these polished kits look like, after they've been run all season, this is it. These things have started running back late October, early November, and here we are, into March, and still running strong. Really, truly a put fuel and oil and pull and go system. What you see is what you get. We've changed nothing since it was installed. And as you can tell, a little bit of movement, around here with the plastics, but nothing's been tuned up or shined or anything. This was, you tell me I'm wrong, but we just came up, pulled the hood off, and that was that.
Yeah, actually the red and orange sled we even had out on a good ride on Thursday this week, and put it through some pretty tight tree lines. So
It jumps pretty well too.
it does jump pretty well. I thought, well, put it this way. I wish I would have had my camera out for the one where Justin about ate it. It was a...
Which time was that, Jerry?
Well, that
this
was
is all the time. Remember the squirrel moment? Yeah, a lot of squirrels.
Yeah, that was the one where you flew a little farther than you, yeah. Hit a little harder than he thought he was going to. So let's step back to this sled. You know, this sled's got our Mohawk skis on it as well. You know, one reason I like the Mohawk ski on the SkiDoo is because when you're side hilling, has enough flotation to it that the nose of the ski doesn't tend to nose to the air, and then you're pushing on that hard wall of the bottom of the ski and it's trying to climb the hill. It keeps it nice and straight and true. I like it also because it's a fairly aggressive ski. It's got not only the flotation, but with the additional heels on the ski. When you turn in the powder or whatnot, you're going to go that direction. And if you need to get the sled to react to a rider movement, I'll wade aboard, turn the bars, and the sled will just naturally roll up into my hand and do what I want it to do. So the older I get, the more important it is for me to use more inputs and less body English, less effort to do the things that I want to do. Otherwise, I get tired during the day. So I'm always managing my my energy level. And you know, as you can tell from the gray hair here, I've seen a few years. So.
Jerry, you couldn't have said it better. You absolutely nailed it there. I think the only thing you left out is the flare. If you know me and riding in the backcountry, you know I love to have a little extra flare back there. The different colors complement the sleds, and again, a go-to. With everybody that's back there riding with us, they're always going for the sleds with the SLP Mohawk skis. And I really do love the Mohawks. They've come a long ways, I think, from the Powder Pros, you know, on these Gen 4s. You know, so look forward to it every year, getting them back on.
Do we have any questions that people want to?
We had one, and I think I know the answer to it. Somebody's asking your thoughts on twin pipes for the Do 850.
That's not a SkiDoo question. Sure it is. Man, are we getting twin pipes on a SkiDoo 850?
I don't know. Time will tell. So
I
right
can't
now
answer
we
that.
don't.
I'm just a social media person.
Yeah, right now we don't have twin pipes for a SkiDoo 850. We're pretty happy with the combinations that we have. Great performance, and this stuff is all currently available.
All right.
Very cool.
Yeah, thank
Right
you
on,
guys so much for joining us. Make sure to go follow Justin Sheaff at Sheaff on Instagram. Thanks for hanging out with us. Go make sure you catch the hill climb with the Snow Devils website, and thank you guys so much for watching.
Let it snow, huh?
Yeah.